Welcome to Citizen Concern, where we remind you to beware of the Comrades. I'm Katlego and would appreciate it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and share this video with other citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we need to see. We want to see unions and trade leaders that are not all about ANC and communism. We need grown-ups who can think about the greater benefits of South Africa. We don't need the deception that SADTU spreads to its union members. We don't want the propaganda that NUMSA is always vomiting. We don't want the rubbish from COSATU either. Mind your business, fight for the things that matter and really build, not comrade this, white monopoly that. We want maturity. Remember that teachers also have children, so teachers must not just support rubbish unions who hold narrow views that destroy the lives of everyone's children. You as a teacher should not be putting your support and your membership within the hands of a trade union that believes that communism is the best method to get ahead. SADTU is the biggest teachers' trade union, and it is pro-ANC. They make sure to support the ANC even when that does not benefit the country, the teachers, or the children. They are telling you as teachers to vote for a party that has made your lives and your children's lives harder. Imagine that. Now, what's the alternative? Unions that don't play politics, so unions that don't choose one specific political party to endorse, especially based on race. That's how unions should be. Not like these other famous trade unions in South Africa. We don't want unions that support communism here.
On what basis are you basing your optimism on the new minister coming in?
The optimism is not about the new minister per se, but it's about the formation of the cabinet and the fact that we're moving forward. And of course, we were alerted to the fact that the chances that Minister Motshekga would leave was on a percentage very, very high. And of course, we expected somebody new. But Naptosa not being party political, we are obviously political by our very existence, but we don't have any party affiliation.
Did you hear that? They are not about a specific political party. They are all about South Africa. You can expect to achieve more as teachers with a union like that. We as a country can achieve more with these types of unions. When a union leader opens his mouth, we should not start hearing words from the communist scrapyard. White monopoly this, racism that, apartheid this, white supremacy that. Nonsense. We need sound logic. We need more grown-ups leading our people into a future that uses facts, evidence, and reason to reach their various goals. Good job in this union for not being ANC or DA or whatever. This is what everyone who wants to see a better South Africa should be saying. We want to give it a chance. Let's see how they do. Be about South Africa. Well done, Mr. Manuel. He also says what matters is this.
Our concern wasn't about which political party gets it, but rather that the person who is appointed must have the ability, must have the interest, and of course must subscribe to the view that this is about South Africa and not any political party they come from.
Imagine, when last did you hear that being said by unions? I've never heard them say that. They're all about their bankrupt business-ending agendas that have resulted in the collapse of many economies across the world. What did this man say that I liked very much? The minister must have the ability, the interest, and vision. So ability, aka competence, is in there. Interest, of course, and vision. Not ANC this, DA that, We start off by seeing whether someone has the right attitude and skills, and then we see the agenda and then their competence. Listen to what he says next.
We are going into this not with any high expectations. We don't know the good lady. We are going in there with expectations that she knows what she's bought into, that we want to work together, and we'll try to make it work. And we certainly hope that that will work.
Huh? Huh? Did you hear that? We don't know the lady. We don't have high expectations. We want to work with her. A union with an open mind. What else can I say, huh? We don't know her. That's the truth.
Well, Tabo, at first she's got a huge lesson to learn, that it's very easy to sit on the outside and criticize, but once you have it in your lap, you'd find out just what a monolithic department this is. It can't be, the problems can't be solved like switching on a light bulb. It's not that easy. And of course, you've got to do it in bite-sized chunks, but there are things that stand out. At first, I think we've got to fix the foundation phase. We've got to fix the foundation phase, reading, writing, and basic maths. Those are the fundamentals, and we have this unbelievable fixation with matric, where we think the end is the most important. But if we fix the beginning, the end fixes itself.
Listen to what he says the minister should work on first: reading, writing, and basic math. This is my first time listening to this gentleman, and what do you know? I like him. I like him. I wonder if he has some skeletons of being communist or racist, but from these first words, I like what I'm hearing. We need to fix the reading, the writing, and the basic maths. I've listened to SADTU, the SADTU leader, twice this week, and I did not hear him mention these important issues even once. Just spewing the rubbish from the communist scrapyard. I can tell you right now, he's a union leader who believes in rubbish, speaking foolish things with no boundaries, similar to COSATU, NUMSA, and SACP. A man that supports cheap, unrefined ideas based on communist Russia and communist China. I mean, look at this.
And therefore, the appointment of a DA minister who does not believe in transformation, who does not believe in equity, who does not believe in the ingrained and meshed narrative, which is very deficit in terms of the student achievement, and only understanding that students achieve because they must work very hard. When it suits them, they believe in the Constitution. When it doesn't suit them, they believe in white supremacy. So white supremacy here, it is that it can change anything.
White supremacy can change anything?
Yeah, it can change anything. Anything.
Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? That's a SADTU leader, this one. A SADTU leader. Leader of a teachers' union. It's the biggest teachers' union in South Africa, and they support the ANC. They endorse the ANC, and by doing that, they are telling their members who to vote for. That is why I hate these unions and their communist leaders. They played a huge role in keeping our country in the hands of these corrupt and incompetent ANC people. They don't speak about competence, vision, reading, writing, mathematics, nothing. Do you know what you'll find them talking about? Racism, white monopoly this, apartheid that, colonialism, that is all. We actually made a video about this particular one this week. Check it out if you missed it.
So others are saying you're going to be sorely disappointed in this expectation of implementation. I'll tell you why. Because there's this ambiguous statement that the chair of the Democratic Alliance's federal executive would have made, that we are not here to implement ANC policies.
I certainly believe that there will be some of that. But I would also like to believe that in the formation of this government of national unity, there is a certain broad direction that everybody must run in. We are not looking for somebody trying to carve out their own little legacy. We are looking for somebody who says, this is about Team South Africa. And that is what we're going to hold her to. And we are going to stand with others to say, it's about Team South Africa. There are many things that we believe we could do differently. Many things that we believe we are doing in a certain way because of constraints beyond that a minister can fix. There are issues of a provincial nature which provinces need to attend to too. So will we be disappointed? Maybe.
good. He knows that disappointments may come, but he's saying Team South Africa is paramount. And then he said a few things that bothered me. Listen here.
Let's not assume that because there were problems even during Minister Motshekga's time that everything was wrong. Not at all. Certainly, there are important foundations that have been laid that must be built on and not simply just demolished, like the very grade R issue, like the Bella Bill issue that you've mentioned. And of course, we're all curious to see how a minister from another bloc comes in and deals with the Bella Bill. We've had 10 years of consultation on the matter, and Naptosa, for one, has reached the point where we say, yes, there are little issues that we would have wanted differently, but we've embraced the major issue around the bill, and we want to see it implemented for the good things that are there.
That bill really is a problem. The government needs to focus on fixing the existing problems within the current system. They are focusing on the Bella Bill, and they are forcing the Bella Bill on people who didn't ask for it. I know the SADTU leader was endorsing the Bella Bill. I wonder if he really took time to read it and interrogate it and what it means for our children and our education system. The Bella Bill should have never been here. Here is what he also said.
But then, remember, the very NEPA, the National Education Policy Act, makes it compulsory. It doesn't give a choice. It makes it compulsory to consult the unions on a whole variety of matters. And in that consultation, we hold the ministry to account. We question the ministry. We refuse to do certain things, or alternatively, we embrace it.
The fact that ministers have to consult unions is quite unsettling. This means unions have been in charge of South Africa, sidelining the rest of the citizens. Guys, this is not the only time we've seen these union leaders and organizations like the Black Business Council, which is so backward, have the time, the ears of our leaders. To fix South Africa, those kinds of people need to be kept out of politics, and that kind of legislation needs to be done away with. Unions are not the deciders of our future. The voter is. The people voted, and yet we have people who are not masters of education deciding the fates of the rest of us. How? Unions are some of the most poisonous people in this country, not because they are unions, but because they talk a lot of hate and a lot of conspiracy theories with no evidence for the rubbish they vomit through mainstream media. That needs to change. Either the legislation changes or the unions need to be more about their business and stop trying to direct the lives of everyone. In closing, he said this.
We don't want to preempt it, we are saying. Let's give it a chance. The president has made a choice. I am sure that choice is well informed, and we are willing as Naptosa to say we will start by giving a chance. And we are seeking already in our congratulatory message to her, we've already asked for a meeting soonest where we can put on the table our expectations so she knows where we're coming from. And we'd like to hear from her too, what she sees as her grand vision for the next 5 years.
Give it a chance. That's the message we want. That's the mindset we should all have. But this thing of unions and their demands and expectations is what I don't want to hear. Honestly, I really hate that type of language.
All the parties have made a commitment in writing to respect the Constitution and to promote accountable and transparent governance, evidence-based policies, and decision-making.
That is what we need, to decide based on evidence and things that make sense, not the expectations and demands of unions. I like this union, but unions have been spoiled in South Africa. Unions are dangerous, and we as voters need an end to this nonsense. You may be a union member, but don't forget that not everyone is a union member. You have children being affected by unions. You have transport, food, everything being affected by unions. We have unions that protest and trash towns if their demands are not met. So I believe in the rights of all of us as workers, but let's not make everyone lose out on the good things to benefit a few, because when we do that, we all lose out. You'll assume that you have won when in fact you have destroyed more than you have gained. All in all, good message. I hope we'll get to a point where unions will eventually start to behave better, like this union. That's it for this week. Have a wonderful weekend and see you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like and share the video. I'm Katlego. This is Citizen Concerned. Until next time, beware of the comrades.